Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Melody Ever After. My name is Melody, and today we're going to be doing a video in light of Silksong getting 3 whole seconds of gameplay footage and a semi-official release date. So, I am here with my husband.
Hi, I'm husband.
This is Justin, and today I am going to be ranking Hollow Knight bosses based on vibes alone.
You're not gonna put this in the video?
What?
You're not gonna put that in the video?
Maybe,
Okay.
maybe.
I think he could just sit just like this the whole video.
I have a confession to make. I have not actually played Hollow Knight. I've only watched Justin play it. Justin, tell us a little bit about your Hollow Knight experience. Try not to gloat.
Just beat P5. I'm gonna gloat so fucking hard. I just beat P5. I am godlike. No, the game is really hard, but it's also really fun, really easy, really fun. If you see me badly explain
Really
more,
easy?
yeah, it's so easy that it's so hard. If you see me badly explain Morrowind, you know how bad I am at explaining games, and I'm gonna explain this one just as badly.
No. We're not explaining it. We're not explaining it.
Why not?
Most people who, if they're on the video, they already know the game, dude. They're not watching this for the benefit of their health. I'm also going to be naming these characters because I do not know their names. I know some of their names. Maybe I do. We'll see. We'll see if I'm right. Hold on. This is terrible. I've got to fix this. So there's here's our ranking schedule. Our ranking, what is it called?
Criteria?
Criteria.
Sure.
We have dope ass, badass, mid ass, kind of ass, and ass.
Yes.
Starting with the big ass maw.
Yes. Big ass.
The Radiance.
The Radiance. You got that one right. Congratulations.
Hey.
You get a penny.
Are you gonna let me talk? Kind of ass.
Yeah.
Not my favorite character. I've never played the game, but I've listened to Justin bitch about the game a lot, and I've watched him bitch about this big ass moth a lot, so I don't really like him, to be honest with you. It's a no for me. Next up, this character, who I don't recognize, right here. I'm gonna call him The Last of Us, because it kind of reminds me of the mushroom zombies from The Last of Us. But I am gonna rank him based on vibes, and honestly, I like him a little bit more than the Radiance. So, do you want to, tell me what his real name is, or are we gonna wait?
Well, there's 2 of these guys, and I believe that this one specifically is Broken Vessel.
Okay.
And if I were ranking him, he'd be dope ass.
Okay.
He's very cool. He's basically just like you, but instead of being filled with
Why
in the game, he's just like you. He's just like your character.
Quit turning my chair.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
The Broken Vessel's a lot like you, except instead of being filled with void, he's filled with
Goo.
with goo. Yeah, with infection.
Okay.
As it's called.
Speaking of goo and infection, I'm gonna call this guy Puss Man.
Puss Man. Okay.
And I'm putting Puss Man in the same tier.
Gotcha.
Mid-ass. That's based on vibes. He has no face, dude. Like, I don't...
That's fair. That's valid. This picture sadly is cutting out the fact that this is one of the 2 bosses with an exposed butthole. 'Cause it is.
This changes everything.
That's what I thought. So I'm gonna give you a chance to reevaluate. It does have an exposed butthole.
It's like a little X on his butt.
It's a little sphincter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this guy.
Yeah.
And because he has the gall to go around completely ass out, I'm gonna change him to badass.
He's pretty badass.
Okay, so this is Puss Man, and he's badass.
Her actual name, or their actual name, I'm not exactly sure. I'm
I
pretty
thought
sure
it was
it's
a lady.
woman. Pretty sure it's a lady, because you don't see no peen, you just see booty hole.
Okay, yeah, I don't think they'd animate a penis, but whatever.
This is the Brooding Moloch. Kind of weird, because depending on where you find this thing in the game, it's barely a boss, or it's a really, really strong boss. So, like, for me, I got really good at the platform part of the game really early and was able to get to this guy before any other major boss fights because I've pogoed on spikes and stuff, which made this boss really, really hard to do. But then on a later playthrough, I just didn't care about it because I'd already beat him in the past, and when I came back to beat him as a completionist, it was the easiest boss fight of my life.
Alright, moving on. I don't even know what I'm looking at here, dude. Is this his head? Is this 2?
There's 2 different people.
Okay, this is Tweedledee and Tweedledum,
Okay.
and I'm gonna put them in the kind of ass category.
Okay. That is Nail Master, or Nail Brothers, I can't remember which one it is. Mato and Oro. Two of the three.
Don't know what you got, though, Mr. Roboto.
Cut that. These are two of the three Nail Masters in the game. And at the first Pantheon, I believe, you have to fight them as the end boss. So in the normal game, they're not bosses, but when you get to the DLC, Godmaster, they are bosses at the end of a Pantheon.
He is adamant.
He's having a good... He wants to be part of the video.
This is Gembly, and that's spelled Gembly.
Okay.
And I love his energy, man. He's a crystal. I like him.
That's absolutely right. So one, definitely dope ass.
Yeah!
Agreed.
Woo!
This is, I believe, the Crystal Guardian. And you find him napping on a bench. And if you go to sit on the bench as a rest point with him, he will then become a boss where he begins doing his guardian duties. But if you just, like, equip a charm that deals damage in an area and you go stand next to him, he'll never activate and you can just end the fight by standing next to him for too long.
Okay, so moving on to this one. Is there anything else I need to know about his physique or figure from this picture before I rank? Because it looks a little cut off to
His
me.
build is definitely Mr. Bigwell, but with actual limbs.
Okay, well now, stop giving me ideas, because now I'm just going to name him Bigwell. This is Buster. And I'm going to put him in Badass, because he looks nice. He looks like he's got a little smile. He just looks like a friendly fellow. He looks like he is your good old, like, older, like, cousin or uncle that roughhouses with you and, like, puts you into headlocks and gives you, like, noogies. Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
My grandpa used to call it the Flying Dutchman. And if I want to say that if that is something offensive, I'm sorry. My grandpa was kind of an offensive man.
You should probably cut. That is the Dung Defender.
Oh no, he's poop themed?
He is poop themed. He throws balls of poop at you. He swims through the poop.
No.
He defends the poop. But I will say...
We're doing based on vibes alone, so...
You saying that he's friendly? Exactly correct. He has a great time.
Okay.
Is he a failure? Yes. But he's like that older brother who's like...
Yeah!
Failed at life, but like... You can hang out with him at Thanksgiving.
This one is Casper. And honestly, this is gonna be our first ass. Character design, I don't know what's going on. Is that a hand? Is that a trumpet? Is that a bugle? Is that a croissant? Dude, I don't know. He looks like a shit ghost with a big ass necklace covering his mouth. And honestly, I don't like his design. This is our first ass category for me.
Yeah, so super easy boss. Absolutely right. Ass is correct. It is a bad boss. Doesn't do anything unique. It just slams little, like, honeycombs or something. I can't remember what they are, but they're like little metal rings that just get slammed to the ground constantly. That's all this boss does. That's it.
Alright, now I have questions about this.
So this is the second form of the one you've gotten dope ass right now.
Okay, I just feel like still dope ass. As for the duplicates, unless there's something absolutely jarring about them, I'm going to probably put them in the same category. We have this guy right here. And oh my gosh, our dog is sneezing. I'm gonna put him in the mid-ass category because he looks like a mid guy. And I think his name is Eugene. He looks like he gets nosebleeds at school and he went way too long without knowing how to tie his shoes.
I believe that is specifically supposed to be the failed champion. The second, the failed champion most likely, which is a maggot in a big metal suit of armor. There's a lot of lore implications, but like I know you don't care, so I'm not gonna get into it. But very, very, very big, very, very fast, and a maggot. So cool.
Literal maggot. Okay.
Literal maggot.
We have this guy. And I'm gonna call him something crazy. I'm gonna call him Champ. And he looks like he's made of metal, and he's a big ass beetle. But he looks annoying. I am gonna put him in mid tier as well.
Great idea, great choice there. So fun fact, the maggot that we just talked about is the guy inside that big piece of armor. So
so it's like when those guys with like really, really small get like a big truck that's like really loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they are mid. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And then it's the failed champion, which is I guess the maggot is the picture they use for that. And then that's the false knight. Because again, not the true knight. It's just a maggot who stole a knight's suit of armor.
Alright, so next question. These are the same, right?
Those are the same. I'm not exactly sure why there's two.
This has an obvious answer for me. This is Silky from Teen Titans. And it looks exactly like Starfire's like pet alien silkworm from Teen Titans.
Valid.
And it looks exactly like Silky. So
you're putting it in dope ass?
Have you met Silky, dude?
Yeah. Okay. Totally understandable.
Cutest little nasty little bitch ever. Like just
That's Fluke Marm.
That sounds exactly like what his name would be.
Yeah, the hole that he's got, little flukes shoot out of him.
Fluke? What is a fluke?
Basically, it's like a flying parasite with nothing but teeth as a face.
That sounds exactly... Okay, I like it. It's nasty.
The Fluke Marm itself is just hanging from like an umbilical cord looking thing.
Oh.
And the flukes are just shooting out of it. And the only thing it actually does a deal damage is shoot flukes at you that follow you around. If I was ranking, I'd put this boss in ass, but you're ranking, so you do you.
Next, we have these guys. This looks like two people to me, is it?
It is
Don't tell me too much.
Sort of two people.
This is Ferrator.
Alright, I fuck with that.
This is Ferrator, and that's badass. So,
Valid.
Mortal Kombat, that's Ferrator. Sorry, that's their name.
So, that's the God Tamer. The guy on the back is the God Tamer, and then the thing underneath him is the Beast.
It's like me and you. I beat you with a stick and make you do stuff.
Oh, maybe cut that. If you kill the Beast before killing the God Tamer, the fight is over. If you kill the God Tamer before killing the Beast, the fight is not over.
This is Skeletortus. And he is kind of ass, because he just kind of looks like a big turtle shell with a skull on it.
I can't believe they didn't consult you in naming these guys. You know, Skeletortus is great, because his real name is Galleon.
Okay.
He's like a beetle pirate. With a huge glaive axe thing. Or scythe, I think is actually what it is. I don't know why I'm thinking about an axe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he's a ghost, so...
That's kind of cool. He kind of reminds me of Dry Bones from Mario.
Yeah. Imagine Dry Bones with a massive scythe that spins around and flies around you like a DVD logo.
That's actually a pretty cool character concept. This over here is Marshall.
Marshall, okay.
And that is clearly a shell, like a mermaid shell, like a clam. And I'm gonna be real. They kind of look like a shallot. They kind of look like an onion. And they also look like the kind of old lady who's running a soup shop. I don't think they would be very fun to play. I'm not putting up with that.
Yeah, that's Gorb.
Gorb?
Yeah, Gorb is a worm. Gorb is like one of the easiest bosses.
Why does he look like a shell?
That's his head. All he does is shoot spears in a circle. And you just dodge the circle.
I can't really see what I'm looking at here.
Yeah, it's kind of rude that they would do that to my guy, but if you want, I can maybe pull a picture, but that is a little ant dude.
I'll just pull it up over here. What's his name? Okay, so this is what he actually looks like.
Click the picture right next to it. I think that's a better picture to use.
So, I'm calling him Nathan. And that's Nathan, but with Nat. Gnathan. Nathan. And he has a big knife, and he's a little guy. I'm putting him in badass.
He's super annoying. He's pretty badass.
Alright, say his name again, so.
That's Nailmaster Sly.
Okay.
So those two brothers that we ranked earlier.
I like Nathan better.
That's valid. Those two little brothers that we ranked earlier, he taught those two brothers. He also owns a shop where you can buy stuff, which is nice. So.
Okay. So on to this one. And I think I know who this one is. I don't think I know his name, but I know that, is he the one that goes, ho, ho, ho? Is he?
I don't think so. I think that's Dung Defender.
I'm calling him Trollbert, and I'm gonna put him in kind of ass.
Ooh.
He looks like he knows too much. He looks like, I don't know, just, I don't like it when men like puff their chest and act like the biggest, baddest bitch in the room. Okay? And that's just what I'm getting from him.
I don't blame you. I gotta Google his full name because it's kind of long. It's invincible, fearless, sensual, mysterious, enchanting, vigorous, diligent, overwhelming, gorgeous, passionate, terrifying, beautiful, powerful, great prince, Zote.
Yeah, kind of ass. It's a Schnoodle.
Schnoodle.
And I'm gonna put him in badass. He looks like a little elephant bug, and he looks like he goes.
So that's Gruz's mother.
Okay.
It's basically a giant horse fly.
Ew, I hate horseflies.
Or fruit fly, whatever you consider to be the closest representation. But
Okay.
massive fly, you kill it, and then a bunch of flies burst out of its gut.
Ew, that's disgusting. But vibes alone,
Badass.
kind of cute. This guy I've been excited about because I came up with a really good name for him. This is Fuzzbert.
I've been real excited. I need to unveil the coolest name imaginable.
Fuzzbert goes in the dope ass category.
Fuzzbert.
Fuzzbert,
It's Fuzzbert.
in my mind, he's a little bee, and he goes around really fast. That's why one leg is down and one leg is behind him. And he's like, choo, 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 choo. And he's like, and he's just really cute. I like him. I think so.
So that's the Hive Knight.
Okay.
Is pretty fast. Is a bee.
Mhm.
Got most of that right. Hive Knight, not Fuzzbert. And there is one thing you might not like that he does, which is every once in a while, he just throws up like 100 flies or 100 bees.
100
And-
bees.
Yeah, and then they all come down.
Well, sometimes you're just 100 bees in a body, you know?
Yeah. If you ever feel like
100 bees. I hope it's not 100 gar. Have you seen that?
yeah, and they pull up 100 guards.
It's 100 gar. All right, moving on. I know who this is. This is Hornet.
Yes.
And
God.
I know about Hornet. And I think it's a girl, right?
Yes.
And she goes, right?
Yes, she does. She does. She does
Sweet.
say that.
Okay, dope ass category. This is gonna be the star of Silk Song.
Yes.
Okay,
Here's a question to ask you since you're uneducated and it'll piss somebody off.
I can't wait to piss people off.
Exactly, right?
If you're pissed off, drop a comment. If you're pissed off, leave me your full name and address. I've got something fun to send you in the mail.
Here's your pissed off name. Your first name is your full social security number.
Your last name is your mother's maiden name. Your middle name
Is your birthday.
is the street you grew up on. What's yours? Comment below.
Just comment below. Is Hornet void?
I don't know what void means.
Just yes or no? Is Hornet void?
No. I'm guessing void means that it's like you're a husk, like there's nothing in your shell.
No.
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 He's gonna be in the mic. Dude, he's gonna be breathing heavily.
Void is some Hollow Knight lore for you. It's basically just like exactly what it sounds like. It's black goo that is void of feelings or dreams or emotions. You play as a character who is void.
Okay. So, why would it piss people off asking? Is there a controversy like if Hornet is void or not?
Hornet is not void, but a bunch of people in the lore community have made the mistake of mentioning her as a void being. And every time that they've ever make that mistake, people get floored. Like even Mossbag, I think at some point made that mistake.
I don't think, okay, not that I know anything about the game, but based on what I've seen from your gameplay is I think that they have a lot of personality. Like, they're always like, you know, like,
Agreed.
and I don't think a void character would do that. Now, this version might be void.
Again, it's just
I know, it's just
same,
blacked out.
but
I know.
the one you're about to do is the same. That you remember how there was Broken Vessel that we did earlier?
Mhm.
This is the sequel fight to
Well, I think you forget that I'm judging off of vibes alone. And this guy is Billy Joe Armstrong. That's his name. The lead singer of Green Day.
What?
Because he's like, I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes.
You ever notice how he's walking with his entire band down that lonely road? He says he walks alone. There's like 5 people.
Those, you think that's his band? Dude, those are the voices. You don't know what it's like being him. This is Elder Antlers. That's his name. And he's an eldritch being.
I believe Mantis Lords. She and her sisters are badass. In normal fight, you fight one of them, and then you fight 2 of them at the same time. because there's 3. And then there's a second fight where you fight one of them and then you fight all 3 of them.
Next, we have some. Is that a nose and then there's teeth coming in?
No, that's mouth.
That's an open mouth. This is Ubi, and Ubi gets put in kind of ass.
That is Marmu. So
that's a better name. Fuck.
Yes, that is Marmu.
They're gonna fire me.
They are. They were able to beat you that one time. Marmu's like somebody's pet dog.
Oh.
And all he does is get himself into a ball and then just start slinging himself at you. You scrolled again.
I know, because it's messed up.
And he bounces with very inconsistent, like, bounce ability. You're like, oh, he's a dog.
Puppy. This is Hedgewind. And they're a bushman. But I feel like they have the personality of, like, a little fey creature. And I like them.
I'll have to disagree with you on Moss. This is Massive Moss Charger.
Okay, I like Hedgewind better.
Valid. He is a bigger, or they are a bigger version of a smaller enemy called a Moss Charger, which is basically just this little like worm dude covered in moss, and whenever he swings at you or charges at you, you hit it, the moss breaks away, and then you can attack the beast underneath. But in this boss fight, you can't do that. Instead, you just keep hitting the guy and bouncing him back until eventually he dies.
Moving on, are these two the same guy?
Arguably. Yes, but they are very, very different at the same time.
He has horns like this. He's just turned away.
Yeah.
They look like Stolas from Hell of a Boss. And that is... I cannot admit that I like Hell of a Boss. Again, I do it too much. The Vivzy Pop, from what I understand, is a terrible person. But I love me some Hell of a Boss. I'm sorry. I've already watched it. The damage has already been done. Stolas is my favorite character. And that's Stolas, by the way. That's their name. And this is Red Stolas.
Okay, that's Stolas and Red Stolas. Mm-hmm. So, that is Grim, and then Nightmare King Grim. Grim is an actual person who runs a circus, and his boss fight is less of a fight and more of a dance that you and Grim do. And then Nightmare
That's so Stolas coded, though.
Valid.
Have you seen Hell of a Boss?
No.
Okay, yeah. See, he's normal.
I was born this way. Hashtag Katy Perry or Lady Gaga. I don't know. I don't listen to music.
Stop. You're making it worse.
And then Nightmare King Grim is basically like, you learned how to tango, but now we're going to the disco. Get this shit in the bag. Like, it's a lot harder. It's a lot different. You gotta bust it down.
You would say that the disco is more hard than tango?
Yeah, with tango, like, there's moves that we all know. And then with disco, you're all in this big, like, thing together. And it's like...
It sounds like you just have social anxiety.
I do.
This is Anal Bead Mike.
I like it. I don't like that guy, so he can be Anal Bead Mike.
And I was gonna put him in kind of ass, because it looks like it. I mean, that's what it looks like to me.
So that's Markoth, or Markoth, however you want to pronounce it. He is, I think, one of like the 3 not owl, but moth characters in the entire game.
Stolas is an owl.
No.
I mean, in Hell of a Boss.
Oh, right. But a big problem with him is he's a bitch, and he sucks, and he's mean, and he's awful, and I hate him so much, so he can be in kind of ass.
I know who this is.
Yeah, you've had to listen to that fight a few times.
Yeah. So Komina. No, Tomina.
Yeah, nothing quite like that.
But I know that her canon name is No Eyes, right?
Yeah. Do you know why her canon name is No Eyes?
Well, based on deductive reasoning, I would say it's because she has no eyes.
She was a warrior, or they were a warrior. I'm pretty sure it's a she.
Yeah.
Anyway, No Eyes was a warrior who went away to battle, and when they came back, the entire kingdom was in chaos due to the infection, due to the radiance and everything. And when she got to her children to go and protect them and bring them, home, they were filled with infection, and they ate her.
Oh.
And she sang them a lullaby the entire time because she couldn't bear it.
Did you just say lullaby?
Lullaby, God. Ripped her own eyes out so she wouldn't have to watch it happen.
Honestly, that's how I would react. Moving on to this character. This is the Diddler. And I don't know whether to put him in ass or dope ass.
Would you put a Diddler in dope ass?
No.
That's the Collector.
I was close! I was so close! The Diddler, the Collector, They're the same. Anyway, continue.
The collector does very, very little. All the collector does is throw jars down that have actual, like, little monsters in them. Because he collects people. He collects things. Yeah.
Like the collector from Marvel.
Yeah.
Like, literally. Okay. This is Jelly Brain, and I would not want to have to deal with them.
So that's Umu. W, double M, W again. And not like the letter W, like UU.
Yeah, because that would be Uwu. Uwu? Sorry.
Umu is a big jellyfish guy. Very weird to have jellyfish in your game about bugs, but whatever. Jellyfish guy. You can't actually harm Umu. So in the story, there's a character named Coral who hurts Umu, or allows Umu to get hurt for you. But in the DLC, when you have to refight her, Coral's not there. So instead, you have to basically throw bombs at her.
This is Dr. Sniffles.
Okay.
And he is questionable. Especially around children.
How are you talking about children so much?
Look at him, he's all hunched over. I would not trust my kid to be anywhere near this man if I had one. Just saying.
So that is Nosk, and he disguises himself as like other creatures, so that things get like lured into his nest, and then he eats them.
That's what I'm saying, dude. This is Gorbo.
We already have a Gorb.
Oh, well, that's canonical. I don't have a Gorb. Okay, let me think. This is Rolly. And he's cute. And that's why I'm putting him there.
Well, I'll say this is actually a duo fight. So there's two of them. So if you're naming the first one Rolly, you can name the second one Puppy.
Holy! Amazing! Do they roll around?
No. They fly around and they shoot infection blobs out in like little bullet hell segments. They are the Oblobbles.
I can't even see what this is.
So it's very similar to the Two Brothers. That's the face is the same as the Two Brothers, but it is Paint Master Shio. So has all the same moves as the Two Brothers, basically, sorta, kinda. Because this thing has chosen to become a painter, so it slings paint all over the battlefield. By the end of the fight, the whole room is covered in different colored paint.
That's actually really cool. So this one is the same as this one, right? No? No?
No.
They look the same.
They are not.
They look like brothers.
Well, one's a woman for one.
They're like siblings. Like that looks like a sister. That's a woman, right?
No.
No, that's the woman. Ugly woman. Am I right? This is, if that's Elder Antler, that's Antler Elder. And I'm gonna put it a little bit less cool. This is like Gandalf the Grey.
So that's Pure Vessel. Probably the best boss in the entire game, in my opinion. I put that at the top of Dope Ass. Pure Vessel is the void vessel that is supposed to absorb all of the infection. And basically, because the infection latches on to things with dreams, this pure vessel, with having no dreams and no thoughts and nothing like that, is supposed to be able to basically be a perfect prison for the infection.
These are the three fates.
So that is the second boss fight for the Mantis, the sisters that you know, the one that you think was, you called it, it was like Antler Elder or something. Her. That's the one where you fight all three of them at once. Those two are the same, except one's a dream boss and one isn't.
Okay. This is Gwumbi. He's a little bit taller, and this is Gwumbo. And I have very different opinions about them. Gwumbo is kind of badass. Gwumbi is kind of like his mid-brother.
That's the Soul Master and Soul Tyrant. Mind you, they look exactly the same in the boss fight.
This is Exo, as in exoskeleton, and he is mid.
That is Soul Warrior, I believe, and he is the only boss, in quotes, barely even a boss, in the entire game that is that does not have a title card in it either time that he shows up.
This is Shrugly. And he likes to cover himself up in a little shrug.
Okay, so that is Traitor Lord. Again with those mantises. This is the fourth sister for the mantises, but this sister decided to become a traitor. Her and this like little forgotten tribe of people, instead of fighting the infection and stowing themselves away, they embrace the infection, which is why she has the orange eyes. But because they chose to do that, they're still sentient, and they've also grown in size.
This is Skelechomp, and I actually like him a lot.
That is Vengefly King. Pretty boring boss. It swings or it flies underneath you. You jump up and you hit it with your nail and a pogo. That's it.
I have a really good name for him.
Okay.
This is Connor. He just looks like a Connor. And actually,
yeah. So that is Watcher Knights, and plural because there's 6 of them, and you have to fight them 2 at a time.
It's just like going to high school. There's always like 12 Connors. This is the same one as this, isn't he?
Yes, except he is been in the shit a little less. This is like the dream version of himself back in his heyday before he became Poop Depend.
Actually, I don't know a good name for him. What did I name him? I forget. I'm gonna call him Jason. And I'm gonna put him in mid. Because I think the poop makes you charming. Well, I mean, what are you if you don't go through a little poop? You know? We've all been through a little poop. We have all sprinkled a little poop, shitted out a little poop, rolled in the poop, got it under our fingernails, and got pinworms.
We're doing too much with the poop.
You know what?
And that is White Defend.
And this is Creepo. I don't like Creepo. He looks scary.
That is Zero, so with an X, Xero.
I was close.
Yeah, Creepo, Zero.
That's close. There's an E and an O.
Yeah.
And a letter in the front. This one is the same one as Dr. Sniffer.
Weirdly enough, no. They're very similar. They are very, very similar, but there is a big difference in how the boss fight
This is Professor Pincher. Then.
Okay.
He and Dr. Sniffer are best friends.
Gotcha. So that is...
And when I say doctor, I don't mean medical doctor. I don't mean MD. I mean that he's a doctor of, like, communication, like, arts. Okay.
He's not a real doctor.
He's not a real doctor.
So that's Winged Nosk. Very similar to the other one that's Nosk.
Mm-hmm.
Except this one has wings and flies around. Basically has some... It's like a blend between Vengefly King and Nosk. I believe that all that's left now are doubles.
So, how did I do on, in your opinion, naming and ranking by vibe in 2 separate categories? Naming, how did I do? And ranking by vibe, how did I do?
Naming, I'll be real, kind of ass. Connor.
He looks like a Connor. Dude.
Ranking? Badass.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dude, he looks like a Connor, bro. You've been watching my channel. My name is Melody. This channel is called Melody Ever After. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate a like or a comment. Justin, do you have any final remarks?
Subscribe.
Or else. Would like to say that I'm anticipating Silksong, but I find Hollow Knight extremely hard to play.
She ain't tried.
I've tried.
She ain't tried.
I've tried.
She ain't tried. She's never gotten past the tutorial, so you tell me if she's tried.
If this video...
Gets 10 billion likes.
No. You know what, actually? If this video gets 50 likes, I will play Hollow Knight. Like, as far as I can. And record it.
As far as you can.
Yeah.
I say you've got to at least beat one boss.
Okay, I'll be one. Yeah.
Okay.
If this video gets 50 likes, I will do an honest, earnest attempt at Hollow Knight.
So you admit the other ones weren't honest or earnest. See, I told you.
No, I meant that I gave up because it was hard. Because it was hard, dude. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Until next time.